Time to address the elephant in the room. You've obviously just read the title of this video, and everybody's been asking me when I'm going to be hitting the tracks next, when I'm going to rejoining the crew and the team from 4-wheel drive 24/7. And yeah, fair enough, it's a good question. Every single day we're getting someone either texting, messaging on comments on Facebook or social media and that. Our sales team all the time are coming to us and asking us, like, got this, different people are asking, oh, when are you going to be out there? When are you coming back, sort of thing and that. And the big answer to that, and it might be a big surprise, that am I going to be rejoining 4-wheel drive 24/7? Is StuDog going to be rejoining 4-wheel drive 24/7? And the answer is no, we won't be. Why? Well, there's many reasons. Did something go wrong? Was there a fallout or anything? No, not at all, right? Actually, really good friends with Sean and Graham and all the team, the producers, the cameramen, even into the management and that as well, Glenn Wright. And no, I can call any of them right now. It was a very amicable thing. It's just I've been with them for a long time. So there's lots of things that led up to this, right? I first started with Graham doing a test about 11 years ago, where we went out, we did a test episode, and the episode wasn't great. They didn't end up putting it to air. I wasn't called up again for a couple of more years, and when I was teamed up with Ruthie and Glenn Haddon and that crew and that, and I spent my first 2 or 3 years filming with them in 4-wheel drive action. From there, obviously, teamed up with Graham, and then along come Sean not long after, and been with them ever since. Everything's fine. Been with them for 10 years. Last trip was a hard one. It was a hard one on the car. Credit to the team. The guys at 24/7 have done an amazing job. They have built that business up into an empire so quickly, all right? Me, I was along for the ride, and don't think for a sec that I was there for free or anything. No, it was part of my marketing deal with Wholesale Automatics and the team at 4-wheel drive action and then 4-wheel drive 24/7. Now, as part of that, over the years I've become a character, so did StuDog, and we enjoyed being there, very much enjoyed being there. So after 10 years, obviously we've been in it for a long time. Me and Stuart sat down and they go, well, what do we want to do next? Do we want to keep doing the same thing? Do we want to branch out? Do we want to do something different? So like I said, it was a combination of several things. One is that we had spent a long time with that crew. We're probably one of the longest standing contributors to 4-wheel drive action and 24/7 now that it's become over these years. I don't know of anybody that has done probably as many episodes that we have with them. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. A lot of being away from work, because you got to remember that a lot of people say, oh, it's so much fun. I wish I could do your job. I wish I had that job. You got to remember that the job is vastly different from inside, being in front of the camera to what it is on the outside of the camera. Me, I got a little farm. I got to take care of the farm. I've obviously got a family. I've got 2 companies. We've got one here in Australia. We've got one in America to take care of as well. We obviously got all the marketing and everything going on. So when I go and do a trip, and I might be gone for 2 or 3 weeks, I come back, all of a sudden, I'm flooded with work. There is so much that I've got to do. And sometimes it takes me a month, if not sometimes 2 months to physically catch up. And by the time I do that, I'm out there again. So there's an awful lot of that. Did I want a bit of a break from that? Yes, I did, right? I wanted to be able to catch up without having to worry about it. COVID come along, and I got a taste of that. So when COVID come along, I wasn't able to join the crew as much. They were still filming in Queensland, but Queensland didn't want Victoria to join Queenslanders at that time. So obviously I was away from it. I still managed to do some episodes. When we did the big Kimberley set of episodes, Western Australia had finally let us, Victoria, come into the state. And there was like a 5-week window when Western Australia suddenly turned around and closed it down again for Victoria. But I managed to turn around and go up there, do the 3 episodes and make it back. Speaking to a couple of friends, speaking to a couple of mates that are on the show, they turn around and say, look, they really thought that in that last trip that I might not come back for 24/7 because it was a tough trip. It was a really tough trip for me, and for a couple of reasons. They asked me if I wanted to tow a camper. I had no problem with that. I was expecting the camper to be a little bit smaller, and instead I put this big camper, which is a Maverick camper, and it did a great job through hell. Even Ronnie, that was the guide up there, when he saw us rock up with a big camper like what we did, he was sitting there going, I don't know. We're not so sure you're going to be able to do this. I've never seen anybody do this before. And it's not as if it was the end of the season where it was dry and the track was well defined. It hadn't been driven on for 2 years. The track was still wet. We couldn't go on the salt pans. They were just sloshy. So we had to really do it the hard way. And she got bent. She got broken. There's all sorts of things go wrong. Was that the reason why? No, but it was a tiresome episode to do. Coming back, she drove me all the way back down. She got all the way back down, and now we're spending the time putting her all back together. And so there's a little bit of this and there's a little bit of that going on. I love the guys and the crew, and I may feel, don't think for 1 second it's just like, no, I will never rejoin them again. It's just not for the foreseeable future. It's not to say that we won't be rejoining them, but what we're doing now and what I'm enjoying doing is doing these little episodes for you guys. So if you're watching this, well, thank you. Thank you for joining the team. Thank you. Like, subscribe, give us a hand, give us a thumbs up if you like what we do, because we want to do more of these small episodes, and I'm enjoying them. I don't have to be traveling big trips to try and, put these episodes together, and we join the team, and, we're one of several people that are in there, and we get a few minutes each. I don't mind doing this and talking non-stop for 15 minutes. You don't mind me sitting here swearing and cursing and trying to pull the car apart or trying to put it back together. I get to film with my own crew. I've got cameraman Craig sitting behind the camera here, giggling at me as I'm going. Right. So I enjoy working with these guys, just like I enjoyed working with the 24/7 crew as well. Right. They're an amazing bunch. I wish them well. I really do. We decided that, we would like to try something ourselves for a while. So that's all it was. Simple as that. Now, am I retiring? No, I'm not retiring from doing these sorts of things. Am I going to get back out on the tracks? I certainly am. I don't know when, maybe later in the year. I need to put this together. Another reason why I couldn't do much this year is that the car that you see me getting filmed in all this time has been off the road for 10 months. Now, that's unforgivable for most of you to sit there and look at why is it taking 10 months? We've just been so busy here. We're still low on mechanics. We're still looking for a good mechanic to come and join the team. And because of that, we just haven't had the time to spend on the car the way that I need it spent on, which means concentrating, doing what we need to do to make sure that it's done right. So when we go out there, I'm confident in the car and we can go out and do everything. Like the chassis repairs, everything's come along, new turbo. Now we're working underneath the engine bay and everything like that. Like it'll all come together great. And finally I'll get the canopy on the back and then I'll be out in the tracks as well. Difference being is that it's going to be on this little channel here. It's a little channel. It's our little channel and I'm enjoying it, right? I want you guys to join us in our trip. Yes, we're doing lots of videos in the workshop, but we will eventually get out there. Couple little surprise things. When we do go out there, what's it going to look like? Well, it's not going to be big and grand like, 24/7. Credit to the guys. They do an amazing job. We're just going to be doing our little things our way. And I'll be joining my own team here on different episodes, but I'm also going to be asking and inviting some of my past friends to come along. So if you would like to see anybody join us on our little episodes that we do, and we do much the same thing. We'll go away for a few days here and there and that, and we'll film those episodes. Who should I take with me? Right? Put in the comments below. I want to know who you think I should team up with. Right? Who should make cameo appearances? I mean, I'd take my wife. My wife hates sitting in beside the camera, right? She's happy to stand on that side and that, sticking her fingers up at me, but not so great at being in front of the camera, right? Bless her. Right? Who could I? Because I'd love to team up with some of the, the various other crews. Basically, get together and we'll make some great episodes. So let me know who you think should come and join us on some of the episodes. Me and StuDog, should we finally film together out of all these years that we have filmed, and not just with 4Drive 24/7, what we're doing now on Wholesale Automatics site, on 4-drive actions before that, or even with Simon Christie's crew way back before that, me and Stuart have never filmed together. So me and StuDog have never actually been in the same episode. So hopefully we finally get to do that, right? So let us know what you want to see. Let us know where you want us to go. Let us know who you think should join us on our trips. And until then, like, subscribe. We'll catch up with you next time. We started to have little discussions. I can't talk over that, so we'll be back in just a jiffy. After this ad break, we'll be back. In the meantime, here's the somber sound of the air compressor that someone forgot to turn off while we were doing this all-important video. There you go, it's turned off by itself. You watch.